We will discuss ethical hacking in general. We will talk about different essential terminologies that you should understand, types of hackers, and many other things. So let's begin. The term hacker today has gathered a negative association. You might have heard about hackers breaking into computer systems and looking at or even stealing some very sensitive and confidential information. So many people around the world have felt the effects of hacking activity. One way or another, they have become the victim of virus attack, ransomware, spyware, and other forms of malware that slow down their systems or just crash it. However, not all hackers are malicious, who have nothing better to do in the life. In fact, the term hacker originally had a very positive and beneficial meaning to it. Traditionally, a hacker is someone who likes to explore computers and electronic systems to improve it. Hacker is someone who enjoys figuring out how current system works and what can be done to improve it. Somewhere in between, we have linked this term with malicious people. However, there is a community that is still fighting or spreading awareness on this. Hacking is not a crime. This is the name of the community that I am talking about. And according to them, cyber criminals are involved in bad things, not the hackers. Anyway, a hacker is still many definition or classification consider hacker is someone who is very technical and knowledgeable individual who break or fix things by using non-traditional techniques. So what is hacking? Likewise, hacking is a process that a hacker adopts to do these things, either a bad thing or a good thing. Or more precisely, we can say that hacking is a process of finding weaknesses or loopholes in the computer and networks. As I mentioned that all hackers are not malicious. There are some, and I think many ethical hackers. The primary difference between them is ethics. Ethical hackers are passionate. More or less, they use or utilize the similar tools and techniques to find the system's loopholes, but they do this for the good cause. Unlike the hackers or cyber criminals, the intention or motive is different. Ethical hackers wanted to secure companies' data so that bad guys cannot take advantage of this. Good cop, bad cop, good thing or good or evil. Ethical hackers follow the law. They take the return permission before testing the system. Similarly, ethical hacking is a process that ethical hackers adopt. Before moving further, let's clear some basic definition that people regularly or generally use in this industry. Although these are the common English words, in the context of hacking, we derive different meanings. So a bug. Bug is a software or the hardware defect or problem that could let the door open for the bad guys and for the good guys as well. Whereas the backdoor is another door that does not follow the security policies or does not follow the access control policies of the computer and network. I mean, a malicious hacker opens a backdoor for him to revisit the hacked machine or to transfer the data out of it. And then we have the hack value. Hack value is comparing the effort versus gain. A gain could be financial, or maybe the hacker wants to destroy the system. A hacker considers gain before putting a lot of effort into something. So now consider, if I'm putting my effort, if I'm spending my hours, my skills, my day to achieve something, then I will compare the benefit that I might get after achieving this particular task. So this is hack value. And then we have the malware. Malware is a malicious code or program that hackers utilize to break into systems. Malware is an exciting subject, and there are various types available in the market, and there are many things to talk about them on this particular topic, the malware. But in general, you need to understand that the malware is a program that hackers basically use to break into things. They create the malware, they use the payload, and then we will get into the details. But first, just understand the basic term. Okay, vulnerability. Vulnerability is a weakness or bug or flaw that hacker exploits to do the bad things or to get into the system or to get the remote or local access. Here the word exploit means taking advantage. And then we have the zero-day attack. Okay, so zero-day attack, usually, what happens, we know the system's vulnerabilities. There are databases where you can find out the systems or software vulnerabilities detail. However, an advanced or more sophisticated user or attacker use something new. This is zero-day attack. An unknown or publicly undisclosed vulnerability, usually advanced or more state-sponsored actors, they use the zero-day attacks or vulnerabilities. And then we have the zombie. Just like the traditional zombies, these are computers that cannot think. They follow the instructions given by their master. Zombie, also called bot, and the collection of these zombies or bots are called the botnet. Zombies or bot, they follow the instruction. For example, a hacker hacked a series of computers and they place their code, and based on that code, the zombie or the hacked machine receives instruction from the attacker. So this particular machine is called a bot or a zombie, and the collection of these zombies are called botnet. Okay, hacker classification. So hacker motives and intentions vary. Some hackers are strictly legitimate, where others routinely break the law. Let's look at some common categories. We have the white hat hackers. These individuals perform ethical hacking to help secure companies and organizations. Their belief is that you must examine your network in the same manner that as a cyber criminal to better understand its vulnerabilities or security control or security position or posture. Consider the good guys. They are the ethical hackers hired by a customer for the specific goal of testing and improving security or for other defensive purposes. White hats are well respected and don't use their knowledge or skills without written permission. And then we have the black hat hackers. They wear the black hat like a movie. Anyway, so these individuals performs illegal activities such as organized crime. Black hats considered the bad guys. They are the crackers, illegally using their skills for either personal gain or malicious intent. They seek to steal, copy or destroy data and to deny access to resources and the systems to its legitimate users. Black hats do not ask for permission or consent. Obviously, they are doing it for the malicious purposes. And then we have the gray hat hackers. These individuals usually follow the law, but sometimes venture over to the darker side of black hat hacking. The hardest group to categorize, these hackers are neither good nor bad. Generally speaking, there are two subsets of gray hats. Those who are simply curious about hacking tools and techniques, and those who feel like it's their duty with or without consent or customer permission to demonstrate security flaws in systems. Now the bug bounty hunters, they are the gray hat hackers. They don't get the return permission before testing the system. They find the vulnerability and then they report it. And it is very risky to employ these individuals to perform security duties to your organization because you are never quite clear where they stand. Okay, suicide hackers. I mean, wow, suicide. Well, this is another class of hacker borders of the insane. Some hackers are so driven, so intent on completing their task, they are willing to risk everything to pull it off. Whereas We, as ethical hackers, won't touch anything until we are given express consent to do so. These hackers are much like hacktivists and feel that their reason for hacking outweigh any potential punishment, even willing to risk jail time for their activities. So called suicide hackers are the truly scary monster in the closet. These guys work passionately and do not care about their own safety or freedom, not to mention anyone else. And then we have the script kiddies. Well, script kiddies, a term referred to describe often younger attackers who used widely available freeware vulnerability assessment tools and hacking tools that are designed for attacking purposes only. These attackers usually do not have any programming or hacking skills, and given the techniques used by most of these tools can be defended against with the proper security controls and risk mitigation strategies. For example, someone uses a hacking utility available online, follow the given instruction, blog post, or a video tutorial to hack. This someone does not understand the program that he is using. He does not know what is happening, but the tool is working. That is it. And it happens. You see online a lot of people, they just they are behind the tool. They just want to access the particular tool. They say, all right, we need a cracker, we need a password cracker, we need to crack this particular password. They don't want to know what's happening. They don't want to understand the science behind this hacking, the programming, the networking. They just want a magical tool that can perform everything. So they are the script kiddies. They don't know what's happening, but they just want to run a tool, and they are disastrous. I mean, a lot of hacking attacks have been happened due to them. Anyway, so hacktivist. A hacktivist is a hacker who utilizes technology to announce a social, ideological, religious, or political message. In general, most hacktivism involves website defacement or denial of service attacks. We have seen in the past that Russian attacking the United States websites. The website belongs to the United States. Some government website, maybe a restaurant. They are just doing it for the political message. They just display the political message. They don't do anything else. It could be political. It could be to show some ideological, or a religious as well. Many approaches exist for an attacker to gain access to the system. One common requirement for all such approaches is that the attacker finds and exploits a system weakness or vulnerability. So we have, broadly speaking, we have four attack types, which can be further divided into many others, but let's just discuss the broader perspective. So we have the operating system attack. These attacks target the common mistakes many people make when installing operating systems, accepting and leaving all defaults. Administrator accounts with no password, all ports left open, and guest accounts. The list could go on forever. But obviously these are the common example of settings the installers may forget about. Additionally, operating systems are never released fully secure. They can't be if you ever plan on releasing them within a time frame of actual use. So the potential for an old vulnerability in newly installed operating system is always a plus for the ethical hackers and for the hackers as well. And then we have the application level attack. Since operating system is also an application, hence we consider OS attacks in application level attacks as well. These are attacks on the actual programming code and software logic of an application. Although most people are cognizant of securing their OS and network, it's amazing how often they discount the applications running on their OS and network. Many applications on a network are not tested for vulnerabilities as part of their creation, and as such have many vulnerabilities built into them. Applications on a network are gold mine for most hackers. Vulnerabilities such as buffer overflow, SQL injection, etc. So all the vulnerabilities related to the application, no matter what application we are talking about. It could be your media player, it could be any browser, it could be your operating system level bug. So it's all about the application level attacks. It could be a web application as well, or mobile application for that matter. And then we have the as I said that these categories can be further divided into many others. Anyway, so the shrink wrap code attacks. These attacks take advantage of the built-in code and scripts most of the shelf applications come with. The old refrain, "Why reinvent the wheel," is often used to describe this attack type. Software developers often use free libraries and code licensed from other sources in their programs to reduce the development time and cost. This means that large portions of the many pieces of software will be the same. And if an attacker discovers vulnerabilities in that code, many pieces of software are at risk. So what happens? The developers usually copy and paste the code from other programs into their programs, introducing the same vulnerabilities in a newly developed program. So it's called the shrink wrap code or attacks. And then we have the misconfiguration. Security misconfiguration or poorly configured security controls might allow attackers to gain unauthorized access to the system, compromise files, or perform other intended actions. Misconfiguration, is disastrous, and its vulnerabilities usually affect the OS level, web servers, application platforms, databases, networks, or frameworks that may result in illegal access or possible system takeovers. Alright, so this was the brief introduction of the hacking concepts. Now, and then the following lecture I will talk about the penetration testing concepts.